Okay, we are going on record. It is the third chapter of the um, online lab for computational chemistry 476, and we need to get through the skills to compute absorption spectrum for polyacetylene, which we do have in this directory. So here is the directory where we have completed calculation for the polyacetylene with a single gamma point and 2 unit cells. If we type, if we can extract list of orbitals from the outcar file same way as you did by looking on, for example, we do this grep band energies and look for 16 orbitals below. So first line number of orbitals, second line energy, third line occupation, and we can funnel this file into file named states as if we would need to compute density of states. I am going to the states file because we need only numerical data. If there is something except text or empty lines, I delete it. Now I am renaming states into energy POP. So there is a code that reads wavecar, reads list of orbitals, and converts it into the transition dipoles and oscillator strengths. Just as a reminder, if you do have orbital I, of R, orbital J of R, and you take a matrix element of position operator, this, and multiply it by elementary charge. This will be so-called transition dipole, D sub ij. Since there is a vector here, dij is also a vector, so it has three components, x, y, and z. dx, dy, dz. This vector can be found for each pair of orbitals, and it represents ability of a given pair of orbitals to participate in light to matter interaction. Dij consists of 4 components. So we do have a code that implements this equation. So it is okay. So we to create an auxiliary file which is named input overlap. So this contains a list of orbitals. So first orbital, last orbital, and the service parameter 1. Later we may look on not on all orbitals but the shorter window, like a couple of orbitals near HOMO and LUMO. Upon these service files are ready, we are script tilde binary os underscore dipole underscore v3. So it quickly reports completion. So this is a code that implements this equation. So we need to learn what is in the output file, ls minus head. So we have new file generated os strings. Let's look what is inside. More os strings. And I'm reducing font a little bit. So this file contains several columns. Please do not be scared. It is very simple. So first two columns contain initial and final orbital. For example, if you need transition from HOMO to LUMO, it will be from 10 to 11, right? Then the fourth column is the energy from HOMO to LUMO. Then the last three numbers are components of the transition dipole, dx, dy, dz. And the third column is so-called oscillator strength. Okay? Oscillator strength, FOS, is defined for each pair of orbitals, and it is equal to some constants times transition dipole squared. We can go over the constants later. So oscillator strength is a scalar. Okay, now we can tell that at the transition energy 1.6 electron volt, the polyacetylene is expected, our model of polyacetylene is expected to absorb quantum. But we do want to dress these individual transitions with line. So if you do have energy, we have, for example, our transition at 1.6 electron volts, this transition energy dE, and we have strong absorption line. But we know that because of natural broadening of line width, there should be continuous line. And if there are few more lines, we need to add continuous spectrum. So then we will convert the set of oscillator strengths into absorption function of delta E. Okay, so in order to do this, we are going to use the same idea as we used building density of states. So we will make summation over all pairs of orbitals. We add delta function or some Gaussian profile with specific width of energy difference between orbitals, EI minus IJ minus delta E. So it will be a function of delta E. And in front we add a weight coefficients. We add oscillator strength Fij. Okay, so we need a code that will implement this equation. This code that converts discrete list of transitions into spectrum is tilde binary spectrum underscore imp3. When we run this script, it asks for transitions. So I temporarily push Ctrl C to stop and type wc empty space oscillator strength. So I'm counting how many lines, how many transitions. 50. Good. Running the code once again. Tilde bin spectrum underscore improved version 3. Number of transitions 50. Then the range of the spectrum that we are going to inspect. For example, you know that there are infrared, UV spectra visible. If we want to avoid UV or avoid infrared, for example, we can select a range from, let's say, 0.5 to 3 electron volts. So it will be spectrum. So we select 0.5 and 3. Then we provide the line width as we did for the density of states. Then, what is the number of HOMO, or highest occupied Kohn-Sham orbital? We found it before. It was 10. We remember it. 10. Now this code has finished, and let's see what are the output files. So we do have file spectrum. If you look inside, we see there are lines. The first line is wavelengths, second line is the transition energy, and third and fourth will be the spectrum. So feel that they are non-zero. So you can plot it with Microsoft Excel or Origin, or there is a little code that will help to convert this set of data into nice picture. The name of the script that converts discrete data into continuous spectrum is GNU plot as a program and tilde binary GNU prog sp as a script. So if you type it, it is done. If for curiosity we can look inside what is inside this script. So it just plots file spectrum using lines 2 and 3. Upon completion, so you see set out spe.ps. Control Windows screen. ls-lt head. So upon completion, we do see that there appears a file named spe.ps. So we know how to convert it. ps to pdf wr spe.ps. And we see there appears spe.pdf. So I am recording in which directory we have this thing, exiting to a local computer, and file transfer of all PDF files from this directory where we were working into local computer. So I'm typing scp. So the file asp.pdf has been transferred. Now I'm going to Acrobat and selecting the directory where we were doing this. So there we get line showing the absorption near 1.5. Okay, good. Now I can continue exploring this molecule and see maybe it will have transitions at different wavelengths. So I can run the code for converting the converting the discrete set of data into continuous data with a broader range. So I can go from 0.5, so selecting 50 transitions and going from 0.5 to, let's say, 11, going to the UV, broader window. Homo is 10. Now the spectrum will look on the broader window. So let's do this plot sp ps to pdf spe.ps, and now we exit. We old spectrum, or we can rename it spe old pdf. And now we are copying new spectrum with a wider range from cluster to the local PC. Open. And now we see that there are some UV components. So from now on, you do have the tool to compute absorption spectrum in the independent orbital approximation. If we are on the cluster again, there is another variation of this code that converts discrete data into continuous. So it is GNU plot binary GNU prog sp underscore nanometers. So as typical spectra are recorded as the function of wavelengths, we can do the same. ls minus ot head. We are going sp underscore nanometers. We need to convert it into PDF once again. ps to pdf spe nanometers ps. Exit from the cluster and copy all PDF files into local laptop. So let's see how does it look like. Open sp nanometer. So you see there is a line near 800. Right now we have a model that has very few lines, but if you go to more complicated models, there will be much more lines, and we try to approach description of real models. Done.